Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. The first thing that I want to make sure we take care of is the signing in. Please sign in with the link that I have pinned in the chat. This will help us ensure that you receive your payment. I know your leadership team made sure that I stretch that. Please go ahead and sign in. And I see more folks joining. Thank you so much for being here. I know some of you have been in trainings last week too. For some of you, it's the first week back. I really appreciate you being here. Before we get started, from a scale of 0, I've never used Edpuzzle, to a scale of 5, I use Edpuzzle every day in my classroom. Tell me a little bit where you are. And one thing, 0, perfect. One thing that I want you guys to know is that you can unmute yourself at any time to ask questions. You can also put your questions in the chat. Okay, so I see 0, 1, 2 is great. Awesome. Let's go ahead. 3. Before I get started, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Bruna Presh. I am the Edpuzzle school. I work with the school success team at Edpuzzle. I've been with Edpuzzle for the past 2.5 years. Prior to that, I was a former special education teacher, special education instructional coach, and the district development, professional development coordinator. So I've been in education for the past 13 years now. I'm very excited to be here with you to show just different ways that we can level up our lesson. What I am going to do, I'm going to do based on your familiarity with Edpuzzle, I'm going to go a little bit back and talk a little bit of some of the basic lessons, and then we will go from there within Edpuzzle. The objectives of today's learning is to add a variety and rigor to your embedded questions, engage students with features such as live mode and student projects, grade open-ended questions with ease, incorporate Edpuzzle in your classroom, and differentiate video lessons using data analytics. Let's go. We're going to focus on this review. What is Edpuzzle? Edpuzzle is a video learning platform where you can take any video, embed your own notes and assessment questions, and track your students' progress. What I am going to ask you to do is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put a link in the chat. And can you please sign in on the link before we get started? And we're going to go ahead and create an Edpuzzle account. If you already have an account, go ahead and log into Edpuzzle. Go to the link in the chat, sign up as a teacher, sign in with your Google account, add your school grade and content area, and open your email to verify your account. Very, very important, verify your account. And let's go ahead and sign in. And I'll be here. I'm going to give this couple minutes. I'll be here if you need any support. Log in with the link that I just posted. I pinned in the chat. Any questions as you are logging in? I'm there. Perfect. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get started. I am going to go ahead and share my screen. This is what you are able to see within Edpuzzle. I'm going to show you different ways to find a video in Edpuzzle. The first one is looking through our search engine. So for example, if you're looking for a video adding decimals, right here under community, I can find all the videos that live within Edpuzzle community in regards to adding decimals. If I am looking under my network, right there, I'm going to see all the videos that live within your school district. Under YouTube, very self-explanatory, any YouTube videos that you can find within the Edpuzzle community that are related to adding decimals. So again, in our search engine, based on what you're teaching, the topic, you can search, you can look under community, everything that lives within Edpuzzle. Under my network, everything within the school district, and under YouTube, any YouTube videos. The second way to find a video within Edpuzzle is looking through our Edpuzzle originals. Our Edpuzzle originals is our in-house curriculum. They are all standards aligned. They're made by professional educators that taught that grade level, and they all follow I do, we do, you do. For example, I'm going to go here under math. I'm going to go on elementary math, and I'm going to look on adding decimals. These videos are completely done for you. They have embedded questions and notes within the video. So couple ways, I know I talked about Edpuzzle being easy and powerful. It also engages students. When you see those teardrops within a video, that indicates that that video already has questions in there. Now, I am going to go here, and you can look at the questions and notes. So when a student is looking at a video, they're not just passively watching a video. They are at the same time answering questions, answering notes. They're engaging with the video. Let me go to our slide deck. It is easy and powerful because you can take any video, embed those questions. You can also utilize the data to track students' progress. At the same time, we have our own screen recorder. If you are not able to find a video that meets your students' needs, you can go to Edpuzzle, right here, add new, you can record your own video. Just as any other screen recorder, you can record tab, desktop, or camera only. You have the ability that you can have a whiteboard, so it's going to show you, you can use it as a whiteboard to demonstrate your thinking and your lesson. Any questions so far? Let me see. I'm looking through the chat as well. I just want to make sure you select your, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I was wondering why there's 3 different categories to find videos. Do you know that?
What are the categories that you are seeing?
Community, my network, YouTube.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead here under community. Are you referring to this?
Yes, those 3 are the very top. Why do we have those 3 categories? I wonder what is the reason behind that?
Very good question. So under community, you're going to find all the videos with the topic that you are looking for that live within Edpuzzle. All the videos educators across the world have created within the Edpuzzle community. Under my network, you're going to find videos that teachers within your school district have created. So that is all the teachers within the Salinas School District, the videos that they have created. Under YouTube is very self-explanatory. Any YouTube videos within that topic. So for example, if I am looking for a video adding decimals, under my community, I'm going to find anything in regards to adding decimals that lives within Edpuzzle. Under my network, I am going to find anything within my school district. Now, for me, I'm in the Edpuzzle Academy, so I'm going to find anything within Edpuzzle. Under YouTube, any YouTube videos with that topic. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. A really good question. Now, one thing I wanted to share with you is we have an exclusive partnership with YouTube. Any YouTube videos that you bring to Edpuzzle, they are completely ads-free, no data tracking, no distractions for your students. What does that mean for you? It keeps you compliant with COPPA and FERPA, but it will be helpful to have that Chrome extension, because when you log into YouTube and you pull a video, it will prompt you to edit that video with Edpuzzle. Again, any student-facing videos, YouTube videos that you show through Edpuzzle, they are completely ads-free. So there are not going to be the ads. I am going to go right now on YouTube, and I am going to bring adding decimals video. All right. So right here, I'm on YouTube. Because I have that Chrome extension, it prompts me to bring it to Edpuzzle. I bring it to Edpuzzle, it removes the ads 100%. I am going to give you a few minutes to download that Chrome extension so you can go ahead, and anytime that you find a video in YouTube, you're going to be able to bring that video to Edpuzzle and go ahead and start the editing. At the same time, make your video completely safe for your students. So go ahead and download this Chrome extension. And again, what that's going to do is it's going to ensure that your videos are completely ads-free, no data tracking. Awesome. So again, anytime you log into YouTube and you bring that video to Edpuzzle, it removes completely the ads. Now, I showed you how to find a video in Edpuzzle. The next step that I'm going to show you is how to edit a video within Edpuzzle. So I am going to go here. The first thing I can do is I can cut this video. I can make it shorter.
With Mr. J.
I can make it longer, so I can add cuts within the video at any point of the video. Again, as I said, I'm a former special education teacher. There is no way I could show a 5-minute video to my students. I had to cut this down to ensure that I'm meeting my students' needs. So that's where I add cuts. I ensure that it is a shorter video to retain their attention. Voiceover, it's blocked for YouTube videos. However, you can use it with any of our Edpuzzle originals. Then I look at questions. This is where the magic happens, and this is where your students will be engaged with the video. Instead of just watching a video, they can go ahead and they can look at the video, they can answer the questions, they can process the information that they are learning. So right here, I'm going to ask Teacher Assist to generate questions. Now, Edpuzzle created questions for you within this video. If you are like, I don't know that I love these questions, they are not targeting the objective, it's not focusing on what I want the students to learn, you can go ahead and discard. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Can you show me one more time how to get Edpuzzle to generate questions for a video?
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. This is exactly why we're doing this. So I'm going to go to a different video because when I'm going to go here, adding decimals, when it already has questions, I cannot ask Edpuzzle to generate questions because it's already, that video has questions. So I'm going to find this video. I'm going to click, can you see my screen? Perfect. I'm going to click edit. Under questions, I can go here and I can generate, it's called Teacher Assist Generate Questions. So I'm going to ask Edpuzzle to generate open-ended and multiple choice questions. Edpuzzle gave me 3 questions based on this video. Now, if you're like these questions, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Now, right here, if you want to add more
to do it as a
based on what you know about your students, you can go ahead and add your own questions. Where do you use decimals? For your struggling readers, that they are not fluent readers, you can also add an audio. So anytime visit, you can add where do you use decimals, and then you can say X, can add another one, Z, and I'm going to put right here, this is my correct answer. I can also add a verbal prompt right here. I can utilize audio. At the same time, I can add visuals in my questions or links. Yesterday, I was in a training and someone asked a math teacher, where can I insert math equations? Right here, we have a plethora of math equations that you can add within your questions. So I am going to save this. So right now I added a multiple choice question that I would want my students to answer.
I go through the.
Now I'm going to continue with this. I'm going to add an open-ended question. Where would you use decimal in real life? And you can allow students to provide audio responses. The next one that you can add, you can interact with your video, your students can interact, is by adding a note. When you add a note, what you are doing is I always utilize notes in a video lesson as a recapping. So you are focusing students' attention on what do you want them to do? What do you want them to learn from this video? So again, you can add a note, you can add a link, visual, math equations, anything within your video. I'm not gonna decimals. So I'm just gonna save
I
this
go
for purpose of training. If you are done with your video, you can finish it. So right now, instead of having just a video that your students are not interacting with it at all, we have a video where your students are able, anytime that they are listening to this video, they're processing the information and answering questions. Processing the information and answering questions. Right here, the same. Any questions so far? What I am going to do is I am going to give you guys 5 minutes to, before I do that, I want to also show you our standards alignment. Within Edpuzzle, our Edpuzzle originals, as I said, they're all standards aligned. You can go right here and let's say high school pre-algebra. You can look right here. It says see full standard alignment. It's going to bring you to this page and it's going to ask you, how do Edpuzzle originals align to my school standards? You can look at California. Clicking on each, it's going to bring you to a standard page that you can look at the standard alignment. Again, what I am going to ask you right now is to take 5 minutes and find a video within Edpuzzle. Either that can be our Edpuzzle originals and the standards alignment. It can be any video that you can use within when your students come back that you can use within Edpuzzle. So let's go ahead. And I have those standards alignment in the presentation, which I'm going to go ahead and share it really quick with you. And let's go ahead and take 5 minutes to explore, to find our standards through a standard alignment page, but also explore Edpuzzle where you would find a video. Does that sound good? Awesome. I'm going to put a timer and I'm going to be here to answer any questions you guys have. Any questions, any ahas, anything that you're finding within Edpuzzle? We have 3 more minutes.
Hi. So I found some videos in my content area, but how do I find the standard alignment guides again?
Yes, and in our presentation, I already put it in there. So I have it in my presentation. However, if you are looking for the standard alignment through our website, you would go to edpuzzle.com/originals, and I'm going to put that in the chat right here. And that should, oops, I'm sorry about that. Hold on, let me see. That should bring you to this page. Are you in this page? Great question, Asaya. Yes, our videos are currently, our Edpuzzle originals are in the process of being translated in Spanish. A lot of them, we're hoping by the end of this year, all of them will be translated in Spanish. Now, right here, you can see how do Edpuzzle originals align to my school standards. You can look in California, ELA, math, science, and social studies. Did I answer your question? Go ahead, Jose.
Well, I went to that link and I'm not seeing that yellow page that you have on there.
So in this link, do you see this?
Oh, I saw that.
Scroll.
Oh, you just scroll down. Okay.
And
All
how
right,
do
thank you.
Edpuzzle originals? Yeah. And
All right.
in our presentation, I'm sorry, in our presentation, Francis, I have all the links on slide number, because I want to make it easy for you, on slide number 11. Jose, go ahead. What is your question?
Just a follow-up on that question. Does Edpuzzle have the standards that are addressed in a video that you find in Edpuzzle's original?
Does Edpuzzle have the standards within the originals?
Within a video. So if you click on a video, does it give you the standards that are addressed in that video?
Yes. So again, when I look at this standard page right here, do you see the standard page? This is the video. This is the standard.
But you have to use that document to get the standards from the, okay.
Yes. Now, if you want, you can filter this document based on the grade level that you teach. So for example, you can sort it Edpuzzle originals, contain, enter value. You can do the standard. So if you want, I don't want any kindergarten, first grade, I only want my 4th grade math standards, you can sort that document. One thing that I always tell my teachers is that just go ahead and bookmark those documents. So when you are doing your lesson planning, you can go ahead and find that standard page.
Is there a way to do a search for a particular topic in that document?
Let me see. I know that there is it doesn't have the capability of a search, but it has the capability of a filtering. That is the good feedback that I'm going to bring back to our standard alignment team. Now, Estea, I know you asked if you can find the videos in Spanish. I'm going to go here. Let's go to math, pre-algebra. Let's go to this one. I know that they are in the process of being translated. Right here, it's going to give you the option English or Spanish. One thing about our originals is that they are not AI translated. They're actually translated by individuals that they speak the language in the country. Awesome. We have, perfect. We are at time for our exploration. Any other questions as you're exploring our Edpuzzle originals, our standard alignment, or Edpuzzle altogether? Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering if there is a way to get the standards from a YouTube video, let's say, using, some type of AI that would tell you, okay, this YouTube video addresses these standards. Do you know anything about it?
Honestly, that's a good feedback. I haven't heard our team working on it. YouTube holds the rights of the video, so I don't know how we would do that. But when it comes to the videos that we own, our Edpuzzle originals, we have that. I haven't heard anything about YouTube videos and alignment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No, that's a good feedback, though. It's definitely something that I'll bring back to our product team. Let's go ahead and let's go on leveling up your questions within Edpuzzle. So I already showed you guys where to find your questions, your notes. Let me see. Perfect. Your questions, your notes, you can add links. I used to add a lot of links for my ELL students. So students that were English is not their first language, I would add a dictionary. So if they want, as I'm editing the questions, I can add a graphic organizer or close notes. In my questions, I can also add images or math functions. You can also provide feedback within your question. So when a student answers the questions correctly, you can have a feedback right away. That feedback right away supports learning, as we know, and you can provide audio questions. Now, let's give this, I'm going to show you one more time how to edit a video within Edpuzzle, and I'm going to allow you to make 3 edits to a video. Let me go to Edpuzzle one more time. I'm going to share this tab. So let's say you found a video, you want to edit this video in Edpuzzle. I'm going to go here. This video is too long for my students. I'm going to go on cut. And I'm going to add a cut from here to here. So I'm going to add a cut within the video. The next part is within our Edpuzzle originals, you can also use voiceover. So if you want to start recording a video, you can go ahead and start recording. And then when I'm looking at the questions, Teacher Assist doesn't work on videos that already have embedded questions, but if you want to add another question, you can go ahead and add another question. You can add links. As I said, I used to use dictionaries a lot, so I would just put a link. It will not remove the students from the video. Students would be able, when they're clicking on the link, they would be able to still see, come back to their video. You can use pictures. When I taught transitional kindergarten, I used a lot of images. And then when I taught high school, I used a lot of the math equations right here. Sometimes I would bring the notes, my students' notes, instead of going with a folder in their gen ed classes, I would bring the notes within the questions so they're able to see them. And I can finish my video. Let's take 3 minutes, just because I don't have a lot of time with you guys, and edit the video that you found in Edpuzzle. So go ahead, make edits, and ask any questions that you might have. 3 minutes. I'm also fighting a cold the past couple days, so I apologize my voice. Any questions as you're making edits in your video? Go ahead.
I'm having a hard time adding a question to a video that I found in the Edpuzzle's originals. Can you add questions to those videos?
Yeah, of course. So this video that I was just sharing with you, oops, let me go here. This video that I was just sharing with you, it's an Edpuzzle original. Did you click on the edit button right here?
I don't see that. All that I see is cat, voiceover, and questions.
Okay, so you're right there. So go to questions,
I'm there.
click on multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
And
Got
go
it.
ahead and add your question. Yeah, of course. And again, you can add multiple choice, you can add open-ended, or you can add a note.
All right. Thank you.
Let's spend a couple more minutes on this.
So question on, if you're editing an Edpuzzle original, do you need to make a copy first, or does it automatically do that for you before you edit?
It automatically will make a copy for you, and it will be saved. Am I sharing my Edpuzzle? Yeah, it will be saved under my content. So this video that I just made a copy and I was showing you guys, it got saved on my content. Really good question.
Okay. Is that the same for like within my network also? If I find a video there and I edit, I've always made a copy first, but it seemed extraneous. So is that?
No, it will be saved in your content.
Okay. And it won't change the original poster's video.
Correct, because as soon as you edit that video, you're making it your own.
Okay. Thank you.
You guys have amazing questions. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead. Any other questions in regards to, because I want to show you a couple more things and leave some time for questions and answers and give you some resources where to find me. Do you have any questions on how to edit a video? No? Awesome. So we've covered how to find a video, how to level up a video with the questioning. Couple ways that you can use Edpuzzle in the class is flipped classroom, formative assessment, SEL, differentiated lessons, project-based learning, audiobooks as a formative assessment, and live mode. The next thing I want us to talk about is live mode. Can you let me know if you have used live mode in your classroom before? No. Live mode is when you take an assignment and your students have to have one-to-one devices. You show the video on top of on the projector in the class. You control the pace of the video, but students respond to questions on their own devices. They can still have access to the video, to the assignment independently afterwards. So again, as a teacher, you're showing the video in front of the class. When it stops for a question, it's going to go that question to the student devices. It's student answer, then you move on to the next, to the video, the next question. We are going to do a live mode video currently together, and you're going to see it on the teacher end. So as a teacher right now, I have right here, I am going to go live. I'm going to start a live mode. I am going to put this link in our chat. Go ahead and log in to the link that I have in the chat. I'm going to pin it. Awesome. I see some of you already joining. Great. I'm going to wait for more folks to join. Now, as a teacher, when you have your classes within Edpuzzle, you don't need to have this waiting. Right now, I have created an open class in order to do this, to model this with you. But as a teacher, as soon as your students open their devices, they're going to log in within Edpuzzle. We're going to go ahead and look at it as from a teacher's perspective and as a student perspective, from a student's perspective. All right, I'm going to get us, hold on. Gonna get us started just for the sake of time, because I don't have a lot of time with you guys and I still want to cover one more thing. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start my live mode. Now right here, let's go ahead and answer this question. Would live mode for a read aloud work for your classroom? Maybe yes or no. Again, these are not knowledge questions. It's just to see what you would respond and for you to experience live mode on the student end. Now look at here, guys. As a teacher, I can control the pace and I can see how many students have answered. So right now I have 3 out of 8, 4 out of 8 that they have answered. Again, this is not necessarily a knowledge question. This is truly for us to practice. So I can show you what can you do with live mode. 5 out of 8. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward just because of the sake of time, but look at here as a teacher. I don't see the responses, the name of each student, but I see an overall of my class. So I can utilize live mode to identify where is the background knowledge of my students without pointing out at any of my students. The students that they are very hesitant or shy on participating, utilizing live mode, that's when they get a voice because they can participate without necessarily being pointed out the names. As a teacher, at the end of the assignment, at the end of the live mode, you're going to be able to see who answered what. So let's go here. Where would you take your class on a virtual field trip? Right here, I'm looking at the answers. Would I move on right now? Probably not. I'm going to give my students time to answer. 7 out of 9. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Now I can see the responses. Look at all of the responses. I have no idea who answered, but I have a good understanding where my class is. What mode would you use for a review of your syllabus? Asynchronous, or would you use a live mode? So 8 out of 9 have answered for me. I'm going to continue. Again, look at the responses. I get a good understanding where my class is. How would you use live mode? This is just a note you can answer, or it's not a question for you to answer. You just would acknowledge it as a student. So it gives you a good understanding. How would your students acknowledge a note? What I wanted to leave you with as we're watching this video is not necessarily to tell me specifics. I want you to engage your thinking on how would you use live mode. So this is why I put it a note in there. Continue, continue. Now I'm going to exit live mode. As a teacher, now that I have exited live mode, I can see my students' responses. I can see who watched. If I asked you to turn in the assignment, then Edpuzzle would automatically give me a grade and then would show me how many attempts and would show me the amount of time, but also the grading. Any questions about live mode?
So on the live mode, it's going to grade them if you ask it to grade it for what they answered during the class. Is that correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And then I believe you mentioned earlier that after the live mode, the video will still be available for the students to review.
That is correct. Mm-hmm.
Would they be able to make a second or third attempt at that point if you allow that?
Okay. Mm-hmm. If you allow that. So let's say for this video, I am going to take a video that we worked on together. This video, I assign it to my class. I'm going to assign it to my Google class right here. If I gave it 3 attempts, students would be able to complete the 3 attempts here.
And the one in class, the live mode, does that count as their first attempt?
Yes, that would count as their first attempt.
Okay. And you're saying as it's going, we cannot tell who has not answered? Is that?
As you are going, no, because the purpose of live mode is to go live with your students. So we, first of all, it's privacy, but we also want to really encourage those students that they're not using their voice in the classroom. And then as a teacher, you can go back and see, okay, this is what my class knows. So it gives you an overview of your class. And then after the students are done with the live mode, you can go in and check on specific.
All right, thank you.
Now, my experience as an educator, I feel like teachers always know who has answered and what they have answered, but it's powerful to really look at this and engage students without giving specific names. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, can you show one more time how to assign a video in the live mode?
So right here, do you know how to assign a video from the beginning?
Oh, that's where I'm at. I chose a video, and then I'm trying to figure out how to assign it in using live mode, and that's where I'm stuck.
Okay, so I assign it right here to my class. I give attempts if I want. I can give accessibility, turn on captions. then I assign it. Right here, it's going to give me live mode.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? You guys have amazing questions, by the way. One thing I want to go over, because I know it's very important and I know we're running short on time, I want us to look at student projects. So student projects is when you are allowing the students to select a video and add their own questions and notes. It engages them in higher order thinking. They can create authentic learning experiences. Now, creating a student project within Edpuzzle, I'm going to go through this very fast, but I do have examples. And do you have to wait for all students to join? I'm sorry, Gloria, I just saw this. You don't have, because when your students open and they go to the class, I had to wait because it's an open class. When you guys integrate your LMS with Edpuzzle, your students, when they open the devices and you tell them to go to their assignment, all of your students will start popping. Now, with student projects, you can go right here, add new, create student project. You would put the subject, math, the goal of the projects, identifying decimals in real world. I'm just making this up right now. And then your instructions. You want to be very specific on your instructions, because what you're allowing to do is you're allowing students to choose a YouTube video or upload their own video, and then they can add notes and questions within the video. So exactly how I taught you to utilize an interactive video, that's what your students would be able to do. And you can save and assign to your class. Now, I have some examples here of student projects that they've been used in the past. So an English teacher used identifying fragments. You would ask the students to find a YouTube video that has fragments. Every time they hear it, add a note, turn it by the end of the writing block. You want to be very specific with your instructions. That's exactly what I always say. You want to be specific of what you are asking the students to do. Now, considerations for instructions: give a target range, give guidance, make sure instructions are in multiple places, be specific, and then give them a time frame. We don't have time for this. However, I do have some ideas for you. And please, within this presentation, I am going to give you my email. So you can go ahead and email me when you're ready to move on student projects or honestly, any of the Edpuzzle features. But looking at the feature that I showcased to you guys today, so live mode, teacher assist, Edpuzzle originals, student projects, audio questions, which one are you the most excited to use? Live mode, yeah. Originals, yeah. Analyze an experiment, I love it. Live mode. Student projects is also originals. It is amazing. I honestly we didn't have the time to go over. Please, live mode was new to you, but student project has given me ideas. Reach out to me, or I always say, start student projects with this example, the first example that I have right here, this one. A New Year theme song. I have a lot of teachers that I use this in my classroom. Like, I ask the students to pick a theme song for the beginning of the year. Go find a video to the theme song you want. Add at least 5 notes throughout the video and how this song connects to your hopes and dreams for next year. Questions to think about. You can literally copy and paste this project and allow students, and then you can see what are some things that you want to refine within your student project. Now, I have some ideas on how to use it for each subject area. What I am going to ask you is right here, I also have resources for you. Couple things to go over here is best practices for video lessons. If a video does not have any questions, students are not reacting, it is saved into the sensory memory and it has limited capacity. And this is all the videos that students watch really quickly, but they're not responding any questions. Any videos that students are processing, making connections, answering videos, it's saved into their working memory, which it is saved in long-term memory. Some of best practices: keep the videos short, cut out anything that it is just for entertainment, give them signals on what to focus, embed those questions or notes that will allow the students to focus, break up the video into segments, and allow them to create something that they just learned. I know we've gone over a lot of things today. What I want you to do is, in this page, you're gonna find my email, and I'm gonna put the feedback link as well. But please, as you are going back to your campuses within the next couple weeks, and as your students are coming back, please let me know if you have any questions. Implementation is truly what it is, fully what I am passionate about, how to implement it in each subject area. So please engage me in it. Let me know, ask any questions. I'm gonna pin this. Go ahead and provide feedback on this link. This helps me get better in my practices, allows me to really modify our trainings as we move forward. I'm gonna leave the next 4 minutes for any questions and then answer this feedback link. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Please provide feedback. I truly look at each and all of them, and it helps me get better. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Let me know. Reach out if you have any questions.
I might. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.